Hey guys, happy Wednesday. So this might be a pretty long video because I'm like doing like 10 days catch up. Also, just because like chronological order doesn't really matter that much, I'm actually gonna kind of tell you about my last 10 days in two sections. First one is Dine stuff and second half is not Dine stuff, because there was a lot of Dine stuff this week. That's really awesome and I really want to start out with that. It all started with the scavenger hunt. There was a scavenger hunt 1 week long that ended on Friday, and there was so much stuff that we had to do. You had to find a bunch of stuff, you had to catch people or find people and things like that, and one of them, for example, was catching the golden snitch, and the golden snitch was Jessie, and Jessie can run pretty fast for a really long time. So Jessie would like dress in yellow and just run around campus for like a whole day, and you had to catch him. And I spent like 2 hours on and off chasing him, and I'd never managed to catch him. At one point I almost had him and then he climbed a tree, and then I couldn't climb the tree after him. I was also trying to do this in jeans and like moccasins that are kind of like slippers, so that was a bad outfit for that. But eventually Gemma, who was on my team, caught him like 2 days later, so at least we got him. And that same day I did manage to find Waldo, who was Claire, dressed like with a striped shirt and like a little hat. She was adorable, and she like took a picture of herself hiding like behind a tree around the drill field, and she was like, come find me. And so I like figured out what the building behind her was, and I actually did manage to find her really easily. And she tried to run away when she saw me coming, so she like ran up the stairs to where the street is, and I lost her for a second, so I like run up the stairs and I can't see her, and this one random guy that's just like walking by is like, she went that way, and that was very helpful. I guess if you see a person dressed as Waldo running and then you see somebody else running, you assume that they're trying to find Waldo, and you help them out because everybody wants to find Waldo. So that was very nice of them. So I managed to catch her, but I didn't manage to catch Jessie, but it was still really fun to try. There were a lot of events and things like that I took a lot of pictures of, so if I feel up to it, I might include some/tons of pictures in this video. On Friday we did the Amazing Race, and I was in the planning group for that, and it was like a fair amount of work to put it together, but it was totally worth it, I think, because at least everybody said they had fun, so as long as they weren't lying, it was totally worth it. We did pretty much like an Amazing Race sort of thing where we had teams of 4, and then there were a bunch of challenges and like finding stuff, and you just had like really cryptic clues that you had to find. And so it started with like a game, and then whoever won like could leave first, and then they had a clue that led them to the duck pond, and there was an obstacle course. Then after that they had to find something. It just said like markings that they didn't know what in the parking garage, which is like 4 stories tall, and it was a little like poster in the back of Eric's car. And then they had to run back and eat something disgusting that we put together, and that's the first of like the end of the first leg. Then the second one involved pieing your teammates in the face, running around a lot, egg toss, balloons, water balloons, stuff like that. It was awesome to like be a part of planning, and I took pictures of the whole thing, so I got to like chase people around and take pictures of them. It was really fun, and I think everybody enjoyed it a lot, so that was awesome. Then on Saturday was one of my favorite things of like the year, which was the big event. And the big event is a yearly event that is very big. Just kidding. It's like the motto is like one day, one big thanks, and it's about giving back to the community, because like the community gives so much to us here, so it's about Virginia Tech giving back. And they encourage like so many people from Tech, so many students, to just go out and do little things, and it's not just for people who really need it, who have like economical need or something like that. It's just to the community as a whole. So if you need anything, I think you can like they send you with your water bill. It says like, would you like to get help from the big event, and you'll just like check and say yes, and then they'll call you up and they'll be like, oh, so what do you need done, how many people do you need? And someone will be like, oh, you know, I really need somebody to come paint my garage, and I'm gonna need like 4 people for it, and I've got the paint, and things like that, or like gardening things. And I think this year it was 6,800 or something like that, 6,900 students that went out to do it. And it was just great because it's Saturday in the morning. It like starts fairly early at like 9 a.m. So it's just great to see like that almost 7,000 college students are willing to wake up way earlier than they usually would wake up on a Saturday morning for the sole purpose of going out and giving back to their community. It really makes me love Virginia Tech, because I know that that's not a thing that is as successful in other schools, and I'm sure there's a lot of schools where it is very successful, but it just really, I love seeing that. And so the drill field in the morning was just packed, and there were like tourists coming by, and we were like, imagine being on a tour right now. Like, how could you not come here when you're seeing that on a Saturday morning? There's thousands of kids out on the drill field, like music was blasting too, and we were all like super pumped, literally jumping up and down. And just like seeing that, how could you not come here? And then also as we walked by, we were like, come to tag! So it was great. My team was Justin, Brandon, Lindsay, Lauren, and me. And we went to this 79-year-old lady's house. She needed a bunch of yard work done. It took us like 2 hours to do it between 5 of us young college students. So like you can imagine that would be a lot of work for someone who's 79 and her husband has passed away already and stuff. She was the sweetest thing. As soon as we got there, she was like, I've got sandwiches prepared for you for whenever you get hungry, and I've got drinks, and I've got cookies for you. And she was like being super helpful while we were there. And it was great. We like weeded some parts, we raked leaves. We mostly got leaves out of the garden, which was like, because it's more than raking, you actually have to like go in and get them from between the plants so you don't like mess up the plants. And it was so great, and the lady was just the sweetest thing, and she kept saying that. She was like, oh, you guys are so helpful, you're my 5 little angels. And then when we left, she was like, can I get a hug from you guys? And so like we all hugged her. She was adorable. One observation that Brandon made that I thought was very true was that it's very humbling how when we're out there trying to give back to the community for everything they've already given to us, the whole time they're just trying to find ways to give back to us again. And while we were there, she was telling us about how she has her garden, she calls it like her friendship garden, because all of her like friends will give her flowers and then she'll plant them and she'll name each flower after the person who gave it to her. So we thought that was so sweet, and we just like loved her so much. She was so sweet that we went out and we bought her a flower and we brought it back to her, and she was just like so touched. She was, I'm pretty sure she was about to cry when we gave it to her. And she was like, oh my gosh, you guys are the sweetest. I'm gonna name it after every single one of you. And we were asking like, because she had originally asked for yard work, but we were like, you know, anything you need, we will do anything that you need done here. We don't want to leave until everything that you need is done. And she was like, well, you know, like I could really use some paint on like the front windows and stuff. She was like, but I don't have the paint right now, so I'll just ask for it next year. But we were like a whole year of waiting. We were like, no, we're like part of an organization, and you know, if you need anything ever, we wrote down our numbers. We were like, call us up and we can get like a group of like 20 kids to come over and help you out with whatever you need. And she was just so sweet. So that was a great experience. And then as we were doing yard work in the front, one of the neighbors walked by and was like, hey, do you know where my group might be? Like, someone was supposed to come by at 11 a.m., but nobody really showed up. So we were like, oh, we'll call and check what's going on. And if there's any problem with like your group, we'll just go do it ourselves. Because we expected to be out doing work for like at least 4 hours, and it only ended up taking like 2 hours. So we were like mentally prepared for 4 hours of work. So, or like 5 hours. So we called, and I think the group that had them ended up not showing up. So we went over and then we cleaned their windows. Like they had like windows that have like 4 panels and you have to like remove them all. So we removed all of them, cleaned them all, put them back in. I learned a lot about the way windows work and like how to remove them. It's really neat actually. So yes, that was my Saturday and it was amazing. I can't wait for big event next year. I wish this could be a more common thing, but it was great. Then on Sundays were initiations, which means I am now officially a brother of Delta Psi Nu, and that is awesome. So initiations, we had a little ceremony that involved our name being called out. You go up, Lindsay, our pledge dad, would be like, we would like to offer you an invitation to join Delta Psi Nu. Would you like to accept this offer? You said yes, then you sign your name on the roll book, and your big gave you a candle, and yeah, and then you were a brother, which is great. And then we took a bunch of pictures, which I love because we were all dressed up and stuff. So I just love dressed up pictures. That was great. And then we went to Frosty Parrot to have frozen yogurt. Yes. Then other than that, on Tuesday, Susan, Tanner, and I went to Expertise, which is like the local Greek letters on shirts place. That makes no sense. Anyway, we are getting family letter shirts done, and like letters are the typical fraternity / sorority shirts where you have the letters of your fraternity or sorority sewn on the front of them. So we got obviously Delta Psi Nu, and we decided that we wanted to have family ones, so just like have matching ones. So we got gray shirts with royal blue letters, and then the background of the letters is like a lighter sort of greenish blue, more of a bluish green. So yeah, they're cool. We tried to go pretty unisex with them, and I like them. And well, we actually haven't gotten them yet. We took our shirts and we told them what we wanted, and on Tuesday we'll get them, so I'll show those to you. I'm really excited about those. And that is everything related to Delta Psi Nu that went on this week. Other cool stuff that had happened this week is that I had the best luck ever. Like, I slept through a bunch of stuff, and it was like my life rearranged itself around my oversleeping so that nothing went wrong. So on Monday, not like this Monday, but the last one, I came back from studio and I fell asleep, and then I woke up after independent study and I texted Shira. I was like, crap, I slept through independent study. She was like, oh, good thing it got moved to tomorrow. I was like, yes, that's great. That is a great thing. So nothing wrong there. Apparently, like, it was moved before I even it wasn't moved because of me, so like it was fine. Then on Friday I woke up at 1:30 p.m. so like an hour and a half after studio was over, and I texted Shira. I was like, crap, I can't believe I just woke up. She was like, oh, that's why you didn't show up? She was like, I thought you didn't show up because you saw the email. I was like, what email? She was like, the one where Catherine said she was sick so she wasn't going to studio today. Double score. She has no idea that I didn't show up on Friday. So yeah, I've just been having great luck with that kind of stuff. And then today was awesome because I went to Charlotte, North Carolina. I've never been in North Carolina before, and the Charlotte was awesome, at least the few blocks that I saw of it. We left at 8 a.m. It was a 3-hour drive down. We had like an hour to walk around, explore the city, take tons of pictures. Then we had a tour of the Beckler Museum, which is beautiful and awesome. And then we pretty much sketched some more out in these parks and stuff. It was great. It was a nice sunny day, and I was like drinking sweet tea, and there were all these beautiful parks, and I just sat out in the park in front of the museum, like sat on the ground barefoot and sketched, and it was just so nice, like little simple pleasures of life, just sketching and sunny days and sweet tea. It was great. So yeah, that was my week and a half. Shay, I hope that you feel better soon because I don't like that you have pneumonia. Tucker, I hope that I see your beautiful face soon in a video of you telling me what you have been up to for the last month, because I do not know. I know a little bit because I talk to you sometimes, but not enough. I need more info. And Kenzie Bear, I like your Yoda mug. I enjoyed that very much, and I love you. That's also pretty cool. Good luck with evil work stuff, and I'm excited for you to start school. Anyway, goodbye guys. I love you all.